On to you, Sagittarius. Um, all right. So you, Sagittarius, have the Queen of Cups, the World card, and then you also have the Three of Cups. I am using the Mermaid Tarot. What's going on to you, Sagittarius? Right. So, uh, okay. So you, Sagittarius, are in a situation where y'all very much so are. Uh, you're really quite enjoying your life. You're enjoying how things are really going right now. You, Sagittarius, are emotionally fulfilled. You're not really getting a lot of drama, and that's because you, Sagittarius, are specifically staying away from people and anyone and anything that would essentially create unneeded problems in your life, right? Again, like the majority of the times, I guarantee you, you're dealing with drama because you're dealing with other people, and they think that is cute or they think that is funny to get you on your nerves. Stupid, right? And so, because of the fact that you Sagittarius have chosen to stay away from this, this is where it is that you are now, pretty much happy. And what happens when you decide to not let people mess with your happiness, mess with your joy? Because people will come in, you'll be engaging with them, and they'll literally be difficult just for the sake of difficulty. You know, especially if you know what it is that you're looking for, you'll see it on people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the reasons why it is that I'm so like critical about dating people with value. It's because imagine a world where a person that wants all of this stuff is also going to be difficult to interact with on top of all of that. And it's like, listen, you have so many demands, you don't bring as much as I do to the table. Why don't you just leave? Or why don't I leave? Because, and this is why it is that I'd be so bored with a lot of the options out here. Because you difficult to deal with, and you think that that's going to draw the two of us together. You think that that's going to magnetize or electromagnetize the two of us together, where we'll stay stuck together. And no matter how many times, like, you'll say this, you'll make it clear, that doesn't bring the two of y'all together, right? Being in a relationship with somebody that's going to try to like tear you down and disempower you, that's going to get you, Sagittarius, to not feel good and not be secure about the relationship and whom you're in the relationship with, right? That's just common sense. But for some reason, and this is why it is that I say that it's short yellow bus activity, it's short yellow bus downstairs thinking, because it truly is. Because I grew up watching this. I grew up watching, and I didn't get what I wanted because of the fact. And then now, like, I'm in my 30s and stuff like this, and I'm still seeing this. And I'm like, when are people going to stop thinking that just being difficult for the sake of difficulty is going to work? If I'm trying to date you and you get difficult with me, I'm going to not rock with you. It doesn't take rocket science for you to understand it, right? And it's the same thing like with you. Like, it's the people. Yes, it's you for participating in it and getting in it, but it's also the people. It's a big part of it is like the fact that you dealing with people who are stupid. They think that it's attractive and it's cute to be goofy, to seek attention this desperately. Like, and then when you get a chance to really sit back at peak game, 2024 was amazing for me. And you know why? I ain't have a whole lot of people around me. And it's sad to say that, but it's the truth, because I didn't have stress around me. And it's the same situation for you, Sagittarius. That's the component that a lot of you Sagittarius are missing. It's not you per se. It's you incorporating other people into your business and they think that sabotaging you and giving you an unnecessarily difficult time, and them being difficult and them being hard at hearing and being hard-headed is cute, it's attractive, it's somehow you're supposed to pick up their slack, it keeps you busy. It's like, no, like, and this is where the ruthlessness comes from. Because how much should I pick up another person's slack before I abandon you? Before you get it through your thick skull, stop slowing down the progress. Otherwise, I will leave you to your own devices because you're stupid. You understand what I'm saying? And I will not feel bad if I do it. And you can't say, oh, I did anything to you, because you're stupid, because this is what you want to be on. Right? And so it's the same thing for you, Sagittarius. The Queen, the Nine of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. This is what I'm talking about. Now people want to listen to what it is that you have to say, because you, Sagittarius, are looking good. You're looking a lot better than what they're looking, or much better compared to how they're looking. You know why? Because left up to their own devices, they make poor decisions. You, Sagittarius, ever stop rocking with somebody, and then like the next time you see them after some time went by, they look horrible, they look terrible, they just look trashy, they look awful? That's because those individuals kept making terrible decisions even after you stopped rocking with them. And this is what I mean, like, they're making terrible decisions while you're around, terrible decisions while you're not. And this is what I mean. You know, they call this type of trash onto themselves. And so now you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Fool card for you, Sagittarius. This is about the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands and the Fool. This is about you, Sagittarius, learning how to choose your friends and your romantic interests wisely, much more wisely, because you, Sagittarius, understand that, you know, a lot of people are out here on some real, like, goofy nonsense. They out here really treating themselves like trash and making trash decisions, and to the point where they be looking dirty. You ever, like I said before, you ever seen the person again? You got a chance to see the person again, and then once you do get a chance to see the person again, the person is like trashy. The person looks dirty and everything like that. And then when you see how dirty they look, you're like, yo, is this person even taking a shower? Like, there's just like grime on their skin. Like, I don't know how they get that way, but they just look dirty. You know what I mean? They look like they've been living on the streets a little bit, if I'm being honest with you. And that's not a laughing matter. That's why it is, and I'm serious. They look like they've been living on the streets. They potentially have been. But even if they haven't been, they've just been making one terrible decision after the other. And why I'm saying that is because you, Sagittarius, are not a part of that decision of them, because you're not hanging around them anymore. You Sagittarius, y'all are living by yourselves. Y'all are going in this thing called life by yourselves. Y'all are doing this thing by yourselves. The Fool card right here is about how you, Sagittarius, are in a specific situation where you have self-love enough to stay away from people who are going to give you an unnecessarily difficult time, right? Like, a lot of you, Sagittarius, you have the Lovers and the next two cards are the Lovers and the Strength card, right? And this is after the Fool card. So this is amazing because it shows that you, Sagittarius, you're thinking much more intuitively, right? Much more intuitively. And what I mean when I say intuitively, I mean like you're making very good decisions, because you, Sagittarius, got it through your head. Like, why make things more difficult, right? And why not only make it more difficult, but why make it unnecessary, where you do not have to make things as difficult as they are. All it is that you need to do, not all you need to do, But a good part of it, of what it is that you need to do, is essentially stay away from others and watch how it is that your life turns around. You know, and you staying away from them, you automatically stay away from their jealousy, stay away from their stupid behavior. And this is why it is let's clarify some cards. Let's clarify the Lovers. Let's clarify the Lovers. You have the Empress, the Seven of Wands. You have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and then you have the Two of Swords. This is why it is that I was saying that, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of you Sagittarius really, and a lot of the people who strive to be better, a lot of y'all don't really understand. Y'all be saving people's lives. But a lot of y'all be thinking I'm joking, because a lot of y'all be saving people's lives, giving them a place to stay, giving them something to eat. When left up to their own devices, right, they don't be doing any of that stuff. They don't be eating good because they keep making terrible decisions, one after the other, right? Instead of them actually focusing on their problems and becoming more well-rounded individuals, they be on some goofy stuff. And it is goofy, because all they have to do is deal with their issues and get real about their situation, and they refuse to do that. So now the Empress, the Seven of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles right here speaks to clarify the Lovers, right, which is you Sagittarius. The energy that you carrying, the Lovers, is more so about self-love, because you Sagittarius are looking out for yourselves, making sure that you don't get caught up with a person who's on a one-way ticket to their own self-destruction. And see, the situation with that is the Empress, Seven of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles is about you Sagittarius wishing that you would have actually started doing this a lot sooner, because your life has, look at how much your life has turned around in the twinkling of an eye, because you Sagittarius just decided to start taking yourselves seriously enough to stay away from dysfunctional people, right? And a lot of the times, you know, people just started to contact me, right, in private readings and be like, you know, the stuff that it is that you were saying about like standing around the person really will bring you down. And I'm like, yeah. Y'all be thinking that I'm capping. Y'all be thinking that I'm lying on my channel. And I'm telling y'all, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Like, even when I look this way, right, you'll have the expert body analysis, right? Even when I look to my right or whatever, I'm looking to my right because I have a scenery. I'm looking outside. There's no window over here, right? So it's not that I'm lying. It's just that over here, there's a window outside, and I'm just kind of looking at all the activity, right? Because I'm in Manhattan. So I'm looking at all the activity, right? Manhattan is busy. But it's not, but just because I'm looking over here doesn't mean that I'm lying. I be telling y'all the truth. It's just that a lot of y'all, some of y'all get it, and some of y'all gonna get it later, right? Because y'all understand, like, oh, I'm not lying. Nah, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I am not lying. Because Ten of Wands and the Two of Swords right here speaks to how you Sagittarius, you realize that that's been one of the biggest problems that you've had. You like too much friends. You know, there's this yearning that you have, and everyone has this. Me, everyone has this, right? But I got rid of mine years ago, where it's like you want to fit in, you want to have friends, right? And you want to be able to socialize, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem with that is so many people are so messed up and dysfunctional and just broken, to the point where it's like, you know, you'll go out and you'll look for friends, but you'll see that so many people are caught up in their own brand of self-destruction and self-loathing, to the point where it's just pitiful, right? Like, they're not actually healing. They're just like, whatever path they're on, they're just giving the impression that they're healing. But they're really on a one-way path to, like I said, their own self-destruction and dysfunction. And then you, Sagittarius, will find this out. Once you pull back the curtain and actually get to know them up close, you'll find out, like, oh, you know, some people want to be left alone. Some people are self-destructive. You know, the majority of people are self-destructive. Some people want to be left alone. You know, some people, you know what I'm saying, you could interact with this stuff like this, but they're stuck in their own sphere of whatever it is that they got going on. And until they choose to move, they are stuck in that sphere because they can only engage with you one or few particular ways. This is not like the Moorish joint. It's not like they're Moorish. It's not Moorish, right? Or what people would call Renaissance, but it's not Moorish, where it's like they are well versed in all of these particular different aspects of fields because of their versatility. If they do astrology, then that's all it is that they do. If they do martial arts, then that's all it is that they do. They can't speak to you about anything else other than martial arts, other than, you know what I'm saying, other than, you know, lifting weights. They can't speak to you other than astrology. They don't have any other experience other than that. So you can ask them for real world understanding, and they can't talk to you about anything else other than astrology, martial arts, TV, James Bond, whatever it is that they are an expert in. They've experted themselves to the point where they don't have anything else to offer outside of that. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We at 20,465. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever